filmmaking is a symphony of visuals, emotions, and storytelling, where every frame is a brushstroke painting, a vivid canvas of human experience. Hello everyone, this is Parlav Chaudhary for SME Futures, and today we have with us a visionary in the world of filmmaking, Mr. Parlav Chaudhary. Parlav, could you provide an insight into the inception of your journey?
Back in the days when I was in school and before my college days, my exposure was limited to either Hindi films or films from America or perhaps to Britain. But once I went to Bombay, and one of my colleagues, while working in the film industry, one of my colleagues, he told me, Parlav, why don't you attend this film festival? I was like, okay, what's so different about it? It's just a film festival. I've been watching films. But after attending that film festival, I was exposed. For the first time, I saw words in picture, in reality. I saw people talking, walking, doing things which I didn't even realize they would do, certain kind of things. I wanted all my neighborhood, friends, my family, my colleagues to even, participate and see what the word, there's a beautiful word that exists outside of our fraternity, outside of our country. And that's exactly what I did. And I went on building this film festival, and this is what we do. We're not a film festival anymore, which is known by its location. We move into people. We go from one location to another location. We find the audience. How do we find the audience? We go into them and we see that these guys are never going to ever experience such cinema. So we find them and we expose them. And this is how we liberate them. This is how we expose them and expand their horizon, their imagination.
In what ways does the CWIFF contribute to fostering the diversity within the filmmaking industry?
The moment you open the horizons, suddenly you diversify the word. And the moment you diversify the word of a filmmaker, he can diversify the word of the viewers. So that's how we do. We just bring films from all these different countries. This year alone, we have received we have selected films from over 40 countries which are different. We could have so this is how we diversify. It's beautiful to see films from countries like Prague, countries like Brazil, Spain, Iran, Iraq, even Ukraine. At this time of the situation, people are sending films. People are still making films.
How does film festivals like CWIFF offer exposure to independent filmmakers, and what are the associated benefits according to you?
See, the moment you get associated with us, the very first benefit that you get, it's just not a film festival. What we do is we move into the audience, we find the audience, we don't just leave them there. Okay, we don't do that. We go to them, we show them a film, and after that, we tell them, okay, this is how you can also participate. This is how you can also enter, in this industry. And for an idea to come out into this world, you need pen and paper, right? But this is how we train our audience. This is how, we just don't show them something. We emphasize and we empower them also. This is how we are different, and this is how everyone gets benefited out of, this collaboration.
Does CWIFF provide financial support to independent filmmakers along with a platform that helps them gain exposure?
We provide exposure, we provide learning articles, we provide as much what is in our capacity. But to be honest, we don't provide any financial support. Yes, we waive off fees, but that fees is in our hands, is in our capacity to waive off, right? Because we don't take money from outside, we don't give it to we don't have that power to give it to anybody else. So what we do, we're a very simple film festival. We don't involve celebrities, we don't involve sponsors, because what we believe is the moment you have somebody else overpowering you, that somebody else can always bring in his or her kind of experiences, and that can nudge away, that can totally break apart your purpose, the purpose of the festival. And we are not a profit orienting company. We are simply there to educate people.
How do you balance your role as a writer, director, filmmaker, and an organizer of CWIFF? Do these roles ever influence each other in any way?
When you're writing, right? When you're writing, if you're not focused and if you're thinking about something else, then you're not being genuine to what you're writing, right? And you won't be able to finish up with your character. So when you're writing, as a writer, you need to focus there. When you are directing something, whether you have written it yourself or whether you're directing something, where someone else has written it, right? Then you're visualizing completely, you're into that world, right? So these two are completely different. And then when it comes to film festival, what we do is, our dates are already set. Right, we already know that in this month of the year, we are organizing this film festival. We try and not have these three things come together and distract each other. This is what we do. This is how it's just time management, So that's what we try and do. These three are all different, have no connection whatsoever. But yes, through film festivals, it gives me liberty. It gives me, I'm able to watch films from, so many different nations. So my expansion obviously is going to be different from all those people, who are limited to their exposure. So that's an added advantage I have. But at the same time, I have to write. I have to do all the homework. I have to do everything that any other person would ever do. Yeah.
Are independent films eradicating the traditional cinema due to the rise of various streaming platforms, and do the mainstream cinema still dominate?
Nobody can eradicate anything. It's as simple as that. If I want to make a film, I will go ahead and make a film. Who's going to stop me, right? There is a saying: a sower goes to sow, right? And the same thing goes to a filmmaker. A filmmaker goes to make a film, and he makes a film. But yes, since the inception of corporates into the industry, there's a lot of money involved. And because there is money and creatives are being backed up by these money, so what happens is somewhere there is an effect of obviously the same on the industry. And yes, through the rise of OTT platforms, we have more advantage, we have more liberty to make things we couldn't have made in the older days, right? We can still make what was made in the older days, right? But at the same time, we can also now make what we couldn't have otherwise made in the older days, right? So right now, we're in a better situation than in the older days. We have technology. Technology-wise, we have obviously, gone higher. And yeah, I see it, that we are going in a very, right direction.
As you approach the 10-year mark of running this film festival, could you reflect on the journey thus far?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to go into the audience. We're trying to encourage them. We're trying to, build them. We're trying to inspire them. So what happens is we watch a lot of inspiring cinema, and that helps us, and that's like just hits you. There are films which are made about not letting the children into a schoolroom. There are films, and how and what this person does to enter into to crash the gates of this school. There's a film which was made about the way people are using flashlights, and when they use it and how it impacts the person who's driving on the other side. So the moment you watch these films, every of these, I remember these things. This film was shared with us 7 or 6 years back. I still remember these films. And we have so many memorable moments, out of this film festival. And it's good, if a film comes to us And if a film is awarded, and there are thousands of filmmakers who are appreciating this film, imagine the kind of impact that leaves on the filmmaker, whose film it is. So, all that joy that is around, these films, all that knowledge and inspiration that is around this industry, all that expansion of your imagination, you can do what not into this, industry, right? Through this make of films, this technology, right? This tool. So that is there, and we had difficulties. Because we are very adamant on not taking investment. A film festival can run on two things: one on money, and two on from money you can buy human resource. You can employ people. So if you're not getting any money in, then where are you going to get this employment? Where are you going to generate this employment? Where are you going to get these people who would support to run your film festival? This is where we have to invest in our a lot of our time. This is where we have to sacrifice our jobs, our hobbies, our love, our interests, and this is where this is the only struggle. But when we see the payment of it, there's so much of joy around us.
Could you share any forthcoming expansion plans or new initiatives by CWIFF?
We're already mentoring many filmmakers, so why not open a film school, right? But having said so, that there are challenges are that you have to leave your own job, your own love, right? So either you can do one thing or the other thing, right? So till the point we have people who are interested in providing education to everyone, even to neighborhoods, they know that they're not going to reap a lot of profit from there. So this is we will see about that. So one is film school, another is we will perhaps soon open our own studio, wherein the films which we have received from all these years into this film festival, we're going to put them and to the public. So the more public there is, the more these filmmakers will be exposed.